Hello, today we'll be talking about the Matthew Casey Wellington Act for Substance Abuse Intervention. Who is Matthew Casey Wellington? He was a young high school student when he first tried drugs at a high school party. Nervous, he told his parents about it because he was never the student to do drugs or drink alcohol. His parents told him to never use again. Despite this, Casey found himself in the presence of drugs once again, specifically heroin and meth. His senior year of high school, Matthew's A's plummeted to D's, and he moved out of his parents' home voluntarily. Despite his parents' worries, he moved to college where his usage turned into a heavy addiction. Matthew had to drop out of school and sobered up. He returned to school with the promise of staying off drugs, but failed. Matthew's addiction turned and became a dependency, and at the age of 23 in 2002, Matthew died of overdose. Casey's Law was founded by Matthew's parents, the Casey Wellingtons. Throughout Matthew's addiction, his parents tried to help him and seeked out treatment for him, but failed to find one that could force him into treatment due to him being an adult. Sadly, their efforts alone weren't enough to keep Matthew alive. After his death, Matthew's parents seek change and created Casey's Law, which allows families to promote treatment for loved ones despite their age. One of Kentucky's government websites includes information about the law and how it is implemented, passed, and its history. It also includes an insightful documentary about Casey and his journey. So what is this act? It is referred to as Casey's Law. It is a legislation that allows a loved one into an addiction treatment center for involuntary treatment if they are unwilling to get help on their own. Here are some acts and steps to invoke Casey's Law. Number 1, you'll fill out all necessary information on the document and about costs, options, and treatment. And number 2, you'll give the treatment facility or your loved one's information so they would be ready. Number 3, you'll schedule evaluation appointments with 2 separate facilities and then have the court review your petition and decide whether or not to proceed. Number 4, if the court proceeds, the judge will order your loved one to attend the 2 evaluations and then will submit the findings at least 25 hours before a scheduled hearing. Finally, at the hearing, the judge will take in all the information given into consideration and determine if your loved one will need help. If treatment is mandated, it will be no less than 60 days and no more than 360 days. The amount of time depends on the info given and the hearing. There are 6 ethical principles that are involved with the NASW social work of ethics. They are service, social justice, dignity and worth of the person, importance of human relations, integrity, and competence. We will focus on number 3 and number 4, dignity and worth of person and importance of human relations. This act mainly aligns with the ethics of number 3 and 4, which 3 shows Matthew Casey's Law improves the idea by acknowledging that those suffering from substance abuse deserve help to therapy, even if they refuse to get the help. It inspires loved ones to motivate and assist the person, recognizing their worth and providing them with a possibility for recovery. The relation with Ethnic 4 is that this idea emphasizes the value of relations for encouraging growth. Matthew Casey's Act highlights the important part that family and friends play in helping people during difficult times. By allowing loved ones to ask for therapy, the act strengthens connections and helps recovery. Act can be in violation of the Code of Ethics if they could create a dilemma for social workers by limiting clients' autonomy. It allows family members to request treatment without the client's permission. Social workers must balance respecting the client's right to make decisions when also considering their family requests. Another dilemma is if social workers feel the treatment is not beneficial, they may back away and not put in all the effort and attention, which could lead to potential trust issues with the client. Casey's Law permits families to request court-ordered addiction treatment for a loved one, even in cases where individuals refuse help. Advocates claim that by providing families with legal means of acting before it's too late, this law saves lives. They think that long-term recovery is possible even if treatment begins against the patient's will. Many people also believe it to be a moral decision, particularly when an addict's addiction endangers their lives. However, there is also a lot of criticism. Critics argue that forcing someone into treatment violates their rights. According to certain study, many people relapse after receiving involuntary treatment, indicating that it isn't always successful. Additionally, not many families can afford the fees of legal representation and rehabilitation. Furthermore, some professionals are concerned that coercing someone into receiving therapy can backfire and discouraging them from getting help in the future. These different perspectives make it clear that Casey's Law is a complex issue. While it offers hope for families, it also raises important ethical questions about personal freedom and the effectiveness of forced treatment. And there's also negative perspectives. Usually, treatment is more effective when the individual seeks it and wants to change their life for the better. Pushing someone into treatment isn't always the right answer and could cause them to relapse after treatment is completed. Sometimes a situation isn't as bad as it seems, and giving someone else the right to say if you need treatment or not isn't always the right option. This could cause situations where families intervene when help is not needed. Finally, we have two discussion questions to provide for our classmates. 1. Could having Casey's Law be open to forceful treatment by family members provoke the possibility of unsafe situations when trying to get someone to go to treatment? Our second question, should involuntary treatment be prioritized over personal autonomy when dealing with addiction?